for the longest time I had to deal with like just criticism and not being appreciated, and oh, why is Nithya not getting any awards? Maybe she's doing the wrong films. But it's always been the difficult road that I always took. I wanted to be a wildlife filmmaker. I was very passionate about wildlife. For me, when people ask me, oh, you can understand Tamil, it breaks my heart, because that's the language I know so well. Actually, Tiruchitrambalam was different because it was pitched by Dhanush. He called me very frantic, and he said, like, why am I not able to reach you? Why are you so difficult to reach? So I've always been like a little bit difficult to reach and aloof, and nobody shares my number and everything. So he said, I mean, how can, like, why have you not done a film with me, and why is it so hard to reach you? Like, so he was very frantic. I said, okay, it's fine. Like, okay, I have this thing, and I the actors are so important. So initially in my mind, when we first thought about this, these are the 4 people in my mind, and I've been fighting to get these 4 people on board, and we're somehow trying to reach you. So I said, so I was looking at the passion with which he was pitching that to me. And he just, probably we spoke for 15-20 minutes. And he just told me what the background of it was. This is like a family, and this is how it's going to be. And it's a very simple story about these 4 people. And, and I said, yeah, okay. Because it's not always the same parameters that we use for every film. For me, if I see that kind of passion in someone, that they want to make this right, then that's enough. You know that it's going to be a good film. And for me, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much screen time I have, or it doesn't matter whether I'm so important in it or whatever. It should be a good, genuine film. And then that'll be a good thing to be a part of. So for Tiruchitrambalam, it was literally that. I was actually, for a second, speechless. Dhanush actually called me and he said, congratulations. And I said, for what? And he said, what? Are you saying, like, are you not aware, like, you just got the national award? And I said, what? And there was just complete disbelief, I think. That was my first, like, I couldn't fully understand. And then I, just walked, because I had my writer and my producer with me. We were discussing our script and we were trying to put it together. And so I just walked out and I just broke down. And yeah, like, okay, I wasn't aware that I needed that validation. But it's always been the difficult road that I always took. The one that is less traveled, the one that is not appreciated. I always took that road, and I didn't shy away from, doing the tougher things. So I think that needed that validation that you're okay, you're fine, you're accepted. The thing is that at Delhi, after the award ceremony, I met some of the, jury members and everything. They introduced themselves to me, later in the evening. And they said that to me as well. So what I got was that they said that somebody was introducing and said they all loved your work, and they were from like Assam and Orissa and like different places, and it was so amazing that they said that we all loved you, we have always loved your work, we've always followed the films that you do, wonderful work that you did. So they were saying that how many performances that you've done, that all are so deserving. So I felt like it was awarded for the artist in me. It was, of course, for Tiruchitrambalam, but it was for everything that I had done until now. Yeah.
And that sort of ties into your feeling of validation.
Yes,
You've
absolutely.
put in the hours not just on this film,
Yes.
but on so many other characters.
Yes. And because my journey has always been so soulful, it has always been just an extension of my soul and what Nithya simply is. So everything that I do is tied and it's connected and it's the same thing. It's the same amount of me that's there in every film, no matter how small or big, whatever. So it is a validation for that. Like I said, there was always a choice. I could do this or I could do that. This is the one that everybody takes and everybody appreciates. So I did the thing that nobody appreciated. So for the longest time, I had to deal with like just criticism and not being appreciated and, oh, why is Nithya not getting any awards? Maybe she's doing the wrong films. No, it was because I was probably not going. I chose to rest than to go and take something like go to an award function. So I always, I always felt misunderstood. So this was one thing that, like sort of, yeah. I think it takes a lot of courage and it takes a lot of gumption. As in, you need to be so clear where you want to go. That's it. And then there's no other option. You have to take this road. So it is always been very, very clear to me. Why am I here? What am I doing this for? It was never because I dreamt of being an actress and, that this was, it was not for me to gain something from this, like I want to be something big. It was always that I want to do something worthwhile, that I want to leave something worthwhile back here. That many, many years later, when people see it, let them have an impact, let them watch it and feel something. If I've managed to do that, I would say this life was successful. It happens very rarely, I have to say. Very sadly, it doesn't happen very often that people are able to give off that energy and receive and have that thing. The first time I felt that was with Amit Saad during Breathe. We did that scene, and both Amit and me are both very shy. We don't openly come out and just talk to people and all of that. So we were both very quiet. We stepped onto the scene and we just started doing the scene, and at the end of the scene we were friends. There was no coming back from that, and both Amit and me were shocked, and we said, did you feel that? Did you, like, that's what actors are supposed to feel. So it's very sad, but it happens very rarely. You have to have a giving person on the other side, someone who's not thinking only about themselves. How am I coming across? How am I, I have to. So you need someone who's giving and who's sort of just willing to be a part of that whole thing. Then yes, it happens. It's very different energy with Dhanush. It's Dhanush. Again, it's a very how to put it. It's it's very together. We do it together. Like we work on that scene together. It's not separate. Especially now when I'm doing a film where he's directing, it's very much. He has a very clear picture of that character. That makes it damn hard. Not everybody can do that. When they have such a clear picture and you have to deliver that, that itself is a difficult thing. Many actors think that, just bringing their own thing into that's what makes you can do that sometimes, but sometimes giving the director or the writer exactly what they had in mind, that is also a skill that not everybody can do. With Dhanush, that's what he requires, and he says that I bring my own thing into it, but for me it's just about because it's so clear to him what these characters are. And most of these characters, even Shobana's character in Tiruchitrambalam, is a character that I am not very familiar with, but he's very familiar with. That kind of background of the characters. He knows that in and out. He's been there. He knows that. So there's a lot of togetherness to get that out, the way like it should be.
I get that. I mean, as you said, it's in a creative force, especially because you come with your own idea.
Yeah.
And not every idea that you come with will probably fit into, say, the director's vision.
Yeah. I like very much to be able to understand what the director or the writer wants and then give them that, like to adapt to their vision. Because end of the day, it's their vision. They've written it. If you've written it, you can do it your way. But a lot of actors should understand that also being able to grasp and absorb what they want and to understand that and to be able to deliver that is also a real skill and talent. To be honest, like when we talk about Tiruchitrambalam, I don't even remember, like doing anything so consciously. When we finally see the thing and we realize, oh my God, maybe that's why it's so amazing, because nothing was so conscious. I wasn't very conscious. My first scene of the film was with Badiraja sir. The thing where he's putting the face back and sitting, and I have to tell him things to his face that I said, really, this is the first dialogue you're giving me where I have to tell this legend of a man these things, that was Shobna's character. She was just like dismissive about everyone. But I was so happy that I got to work with him, if not him directing, because he's directed some actors, actresses who've become huge, right? Like all of the actresses that he has, chosen, and he could see something in them. So to just be able to do a film with him, I was very happy. And he was always so fond of me. And the minute I come, he's in a good mood. He's like, Nithya's here. Okay, he's feeling good. He always used to compliment my eyes. Your eyes are doing everything. Your eyes are speaking, So I said, wow, that's nice too.
They do say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. In your case, it was Bhakti.
Yeah. For me, it is a statement. Like Atom, which was the Malayalam film which won this year. Look at the film. Simple. What was it? Screenplay. That's it. It was not loud. It was not extravagant. But it was screenplay. To pick that, you need to have the right juries to be able to see something. Would someone else have been able to pull off this character, or any character? How successful is this person in making us feel like she's Shobana and not Nithya? How successful is this person in communicating the emotions or the things that we want to see? How successful is this person? That is how good an actor the person is. It's not in all the cushioning that you get. You do a biopic, you do a film with big sets, lots of costume dramas, this, that. It's for the film, sort of that you're getting it. The whole film, the whole thing, it's there's a grandiose thing about it. When you get it for something that's as simple as that, it's stripped down to the actual skill that you are able to exhibit in this film and every other film. So for me, it's a statement, and I've always strived to make this point. I have always tried to make this point. Why can't art be happy? Why can't it be simple? Why does it always have to be a Revenant? Why can't it be a Little Miss Sunshine, right? Which is a fabulous film, so well written, so well performed. That is also cinema. For me personally, when I see performances, more than over-the-top performances or something which looks very grandiose, I like when I can see an actor perform something and the frame is just this, and if he can show me 2-3 different things without moving his face, that is truly a performance that I savor. So that is a performance that I like to give as well. That's why I like film, like things like Breathe, because it gave me so much space to do so much and show so much without moving my body or without moving my anything on my face. That's depth, and that's subtle. And to understand depth and subtle, only few people can do that. Not everybody can understand that. Most people need that theatricality to say that this is what acting is. What acting was many years back was very dramatic. It was drama that was considered. But as we go, I like that it's getting more and more subtle. The films are getting subtle. Films like Atom, films like whatever, all of those performances are getting subtle. So I think it's an amazing statement to say that this was given for pure performance over anything that's just, added. Yeah. And specifically about that scene, why, Dhanush once said, Dhanush once said to me, like, just because you make it look easy or it looks easy, it is not easy. Because that is not how I would cry. That is how Shobana would cry. And I would personally not have done that. So that's something that, although it looks simple, it is not. Saw myself as being a very different person. I saw myself as being an entrepreneur, as running a company. I think I would always saw myself as studying a lot, studying further. I always thought I would do a PhD, and I was always good at studying. I wanted to go abroad. I wanted to, so there was a lot of things that I was very passionate about. I wanted to be a wildlife filmmaker. I was very passionate about wildlife. And there was a lot of things that I thought I would be. I thought I would travel a lot. I would be this world, world person and do all these things and study a lot. But I didn't do any of those things. And this sort of happened, just sort of happened. And I learned that, okay, this is what it was supposed to be. This was given to me. And but yeah, I do have that sort of unfulfilled dreams a lot. Definitely being in entertainment or being in front of lights, and that was definitely not the dream. Yeah. To be a pilot, but I think that was just about traveling everywhere. But then after that, I thought maybe I'll do cinematography or something like that. I'll like make films. But even when it comes to making films, I saw myself making very different films. It was not it was not mainstream at all. I don't see myself being but somehow that has been given to me, and nowadays I see it as a gift. I can do something with that. We can do something impactful with that. So, but I thought I would be very offbeat, make documentaries or make different kinds of things, and film festivals, and travel around and sit on sidewalks with my backpack. But it is completely different now.
Completely.
Yeah.
But would you still want to explore those experiences?
Yes, I think so. I think nowadays I'm starting to realize that it is possible. If I want to, I can do it. So, yeah. Yes. I think, one thing is being from Bangalore helps a lot. My parents are also Bangaloreans. They are not, they were born in Bangalore and everything. So they themselves speak most of these languages. They speak like 4 or 5 languages themselves. So hearing these languages constantly growing up, I heard my parents speak Tamil more than anything else. I heard Kannada a lot because I was, my parents were not people who stuck to oh, we are Malayali, so we have only Malayali. It was the opposite. We actually didn't have very many Malayali friends or anything. So I heard all these other languages so often. All my dad's friends were Tamil. So for me, when people ask me, oh, you can understand Tamil, it breaks my heart, because that's the language I know so well. But there's this, I don't know, like, strange impression that I'm from Kerala, and so, which it's not. So I'm from a very multilingual place. Bangalore was always, in my class, there were people of all languages, Kannada, Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, Marathi. That is Bangalore for you. Only people, I think, who live in Bangalore, Bombay, will understand that. That's sort of how it feels to be in that multicultural place, and how that place is home for you. You can never, maybe your ancestors are from somewhere, but that can never be home, right? The home is the place where where the electricity board is, right? Like, that's Bangalore. You tell me, I don't need maps, right? That's home for you. So yeah, being in a place like that and that kind of background, I think, and also added with that, I do have a flair for learning different languages. It excites me. I want to now do Bengali films and Marathi films because I want to learn the language. I know if I do 2 films, I'll learn the language. So then I can say, ooh, now I know 7 languages or 8 languages. Yeah.
So this linguistic flair, does it come from your father, your mother?
My parents do have the linguistic flair, I have to say. They do speak very, very fluently. And if you hear my dad speak Tamil or Kannada, my mom as well, you'll never say that they're anything other than that. So they do have that, I have to say. But personally, I think from a very young age, I've been able to pick up. And phonetics, like you were saying, phonetics is not your thing. Phonetics is very much my thing. Like, if you say something now in a language I don't know, I can repeat it and make it sound exactly like I know the language well. So I guess that's a skill again that, you have, yeah.